So we're on Anahata today, the wish fulfilling tree. So whatever we've been working on in the base 3 chakras begins to stir up and happen at Anahata chakra. So we planted the seed in the base, and then we started manifesting through our dreams and our imaginations in Swadhisthana. Then we came to Manipuraka, and we really started to create that change and start to make the chemistry through the food we eat and the way we act and react. And now, as it comes to Anahata, it's going to do whatever you're feeling. And you can't say, I'm not feeling this, through the head. It's whatever you're feeling, and it knows how you're feeling by the rate of your heart and your lungs. So every time our emotion changes, our breath rate changes and our heart rate changes. The thymus gland that sits in front of the chest, in the front of the chest, in front of the heart and slightly above, that will do whatever you tell it to do, because the hormone that is in the thymus gland and the blood that's in the breastbone is all mother blood and mother hormone, so it has no programming. It does what you feel by the rate of your heart and your lungs. And the thymus gland also has 12 chambers off it that connect to the 12 vertebrae in the upper spine, which are connected to the 12 zodiac as well. So we're very connected to everything, like the 7 vertebrae in the neck are the 7 chakras, and the 5 lower lumbar are the 5 elements. So now we're in the whole planetary system as well. So this chakra is of expansion, and Anahata means the unstruck sound. So it's that sound that came about when the universe began, when the universe started, when all the positive ions came together, and then the negative ions of life force passed through everything and brought it to life. So that was the time of the Big Bang, the Om, and that sound that continues through life all of the time. So that is the unstruck sound. So that's the sound when we meditate and we focus on just listening, and we start to hear different sounds. So you might start to hear bells and go, there's no bells around, but you are hearing bells. Yeah? So in saying this as well, you've got to be really clear-minded and very strong and stable, grounded in these base 3 chakras, because you do start feeling and hearing things. But you've got to be able to be strong and grounded and strong in the mind to know that, yeah, they are sounds, but you don't get taken away with it all. And because this chakra is Nangina, and this is Mother Nature, it's the nature of everything in the universe. So the universe is within us. So this is how we tap into a lot of other source. It's also another intuitive chakra. And what we're trying to find in here is the stillness. Inside this 12-petaled green lotus, there's a 6-sided star. So it's 2 triangles interlaced in each other, one pointing up, one pointing down, and one is more about the mental plane, and the other is the physical plane. We know how we always do this, bring the hand of consciousness, of body, of mind together, of masculine and feminine, to allow it to meet at the soul. So this is what all the 3 chakras above come down to the heart, and all the 3 chakras below come up to Anahata. It's not just the heart. And that's where they connect. So that's that woven triangle. And the woven star, the 2 triangles woven together. And again, there's still a smoky mist in this one. It's still got all of the ancestral energy, the more ancestor of us though. And in the center is another red dot. It's a bit redder than the last dot. It's more pure. It's that our intention or our potential flowering, opening. Yeah. So this is the body of soul, this chakra as well. So this is grounding the soul as well. This is the grounded soul here. So about, as I was saying, you start hearing and smelling and seeing things, and this is the grounding soul. So it keeps you anchored when you start to contact nature or the universe, when you're in the universe. So we're in everything, everything is in us. This is this chakra as well, and it's the wish fulfilling tree. So while we're working today, we're going to work a lot through the middle because it's soul energy, and this is soul energy milking the glands. So as you move through the glands, so you're in the ovaries or the testes, and that's gathering all the information of what's going on in the organs around there, but in your life in that aspect of the base chakra. And then same when Swadhisthana, it comes to the payers patches. Well, actually the ovaries and the testes here in the Swadhisthana, and the perineal body in the base. And all that hormone is gathering all the information of what's going on, and then takes that information again up into Manipura chakra through the adrenals. Then that information comes up to Anahata chakra, and then all that information goes to the thyroid and parathyroids, and that information finally gets to the pituitary gland of everything that's going on physically, emotionally, and mentally in our life. Here, while we're working, feel your intention. You can picture it and think it, but you got to feel it happening, because when you bring on the feeling, you'll have the right rate of the heart and the lung to create. Yeah? So it's got to be a real feeling. The other thing here is about the stillness within as well, because it's that beginning of the soul energy, and find that real internal stillness. That doesn't mean you have to sit still. It means that stillness as you're moving around as well. There was something else I was going to say. I'll end up saying it tonight, I'm sure. So let's do some yoga. And we're going to do lots of ripply, sort of very, very nourishing yoga, like feed our souls. So just coming onto all fours, bringing the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. And then just let the belly fall to the ground and just jiggle your back a little bit. Let's just start stirring everything up and moving it. So you're going to curl the tail under and release. And just start to, create a little bit of pump action, a little bit of loosening in the spine. And then you can increase that jiggle if you like, and let it become a little bit more pronounced. And just shake your body a little bit of sound effects. Just shake the body, shake up the kidneys, get the kidneys jiggling a little bit, and just let the body shake. Now bring it a little bit more to flat, so you're coming closer into the kidneys, still shaking but not very arched. And just shake through your hands now, rather than tilting your pelvis, just shake through the hands. So more to a flat back, and just bend and straighten the elbows a little bit. So you're bringing the energy a little bit higher up through the spine, the kidneys, the chest. Good. And then shake really in the shoulders, pushing up and down through the shoulders. So you're actually pumping the thymus gland a little bit. And then nodding the head up and down. And then pushing the right hip out to the right. Look over the right shoulder as you exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, over to the left. Push the left hip out, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale. So try to keep a nice flat back as you do this. And keep moving side to side. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you move to the other side. And then tucking the toes under, bring the arms flat, their forearms flat to the floor, and then press up to down dog. So you're in dolphin. And then just doing little push-ups, coming up and down through the shoulders. It's a nice way to clean your lungs through the lung points at the back of the shoulder blades. And then coming back down on the knees, just hold back into pose of the child now. Just sitting back on the heels, top of the forehead touches the floor.
shoulders are falling forward, back of the heart's opening, and all that past tension is releasing from the heart. And just let the shoulder blades come apart. Imagine your wings are spreading open, releasing that tension from the back of the heart, setting yourself free. Then on your next exhale, just roll over the crown of the head so you're stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, coming back to pose of the child, come back onto the forehead. A couple more times, just exhale, rolling over with the head. Gently stretching the neck, don't force it, just a gentle stretch. And then come back to the forehead, interlace the fingers behind you. Roll the tops of the shoulders to the sky, straighten the arms, and then inhale, lift the arms off the back. Exhale, bring the hands back to the back. Just keep moving with the breath. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, lifting the arms off the back. And then exhale, bring the arms onto the back. So just keep moving up and down. And know that while you're working your arms, you're also working your heart. Keep the back of your neck long, so just the top of the forehead's touching the floor. See if you can take your hands that little further back each time. And then as you inhale, lift the arms off the back, and then exhale, roll over the crown of the head, only if you're comfortable. Inhale, bring the forehead back to the floor, then exhale, lower the arms. So inhale, raise the arms, exhale, roll over the head. Inhale, bring the forehead back to the floor, and then exhale, lower the arms. And then release the arms, stretch them out in front of you. And just walk the hands as far forward as you can, as if you're a cat clawing the floor, trying to get further and further away. Really reach out with the hands. Spin the armpits in towards the cheeks, so you're rolling the shoulders open away from the ears. And just resting the top of the forehead on the floor. As you inhale, expand the chest, the whole rib cage. And as you exhale, push your bottom toward your heels more. Inhale, expanding the chest and the ribs. Exhale, push the bottom toward the heels more. Couple more breaths. Then inhale, push the bottom to the heels and stack the spine up as you come up to sitting. Make sure the chest lifts and the shoulders roll back before you roll up through the neck. And then just hold here, hold in the center. Focus on Anahata Chakra in the center of the chest. Then inhale, lifting off your heels, bring the arms up. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push back, sit on the heels. Inhale, flick the hands through, bring the knees off the ground. And then exhale, push yourself up to standing. Good. So we're just going to milk the heavenly cow. We're going to push the energy through the lymph system. Inhale, bring the hands to shoulder height and then start to come on the toes, bring the arms up next to the ears. As you exhale, lower the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, bending the knees, heels are still off the floor. Come down onto the heels. And then exhale, bring the hands down, bring the knees to the floor, so tilt the pelvis. Inhale, lift your bottom off the heel, bring the feet off the floor and bring your arms up next to your ears. And then exhale, tilt back, let your feet land. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, tuck the toes under, sit back, push behind. Inhale, flick the hands through, bring the knees off the floor. And then exhale, push up to standing. Inhale, arms come to shoulder height, then you start rising on the toes as the arms come to the ears. Exhale, bring the hands level with the shoulders. Inhale, staying on the toes, bend the knees, coming all the way down. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis as you gently put the knees on the floor, drop the hands. Now push the pubic bone forward. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up to the ears, lift the feet off the floor. Exhale, tilt back, but keep it nice straight, stay in that core. We're really trying to stay in the core. Inhale, coming forward, tuck the toes under, and exhale, push behind. Inhale, flick the hands through. Exhale, push up. Inhale, arms coming up, come up on the toes. Exhale, hands to shoulder height, stay on the toes. Inhale, bending the knees, coming all the way down. And then exhale, drop the hands as you bring the knees to the floor. Now the pelvis is already coming forward. Inhale, pull forward, bring the feet off the floor, arms next to the ears. Exhale, keep that pelvis forward as you drop back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Inhale, flip the arms as you lift the knees. Exhale, standing up. 2 more rounds. Really milking the lymphatic system. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, come down. Exhale, tilt the pelvis round as you bring the knees down. Inhale, the arms come up. Keep focusing on that pubic bone coming forward a little. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stand. 1 more round. Inhale. Stay fluid. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Push the pubic bone forward now. Inhale. Really try to feel deep in front of the spine. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, tuck, push back. Inhale, flick. And exhale, stand. Lifting the opposite hip to shoulder. Let's do the little lymph walk. Releasing out the fingers and the toes, the yang energy, the energy moving outward. Lifting the opposite hip to shoulder, let them drop down as you lift the knee and the outs and the elbow, releasing to the fingers and the toes. Starting from the major joints, the big joints, and working your way through. Now imagine you're giving your beauty to the earth. As you're moving, try to find that real stillness deep within you.
Look straight ahead at one point, and then allow your peripheral vision to open so you're seeing everywhere, even though you're focusing in one point. Thymus is milking a lot of energy down the arms and to the upper organs. And now we're going to gather that energy in, the beauty of the earth coming to us. Lift the toes, bring the little finger under, follow with the rest. The inside of the ankle, inside of the wrist, then roll both. Push it back into the body. Opposite fingers to toes. Scoop the energy up. Open the wrist and the ankle. Roll the leg and the arm over. Flex the foot, push back into the body. And release. Bend the knees. Inhale, gather the energy to the throat. Hold the breath in, take the energy down to the hara. Lift more energy up from the base to the heart. Now hold the thymus gland above of and in front of the heart, not at the heart. And then release. Reach out the crown of the head, drop the shoulders, straighten the legs, say, oh. And smile. And just roll the shoulders forward. And imagine you're shrugging the weight of the world off your shoulders. Feel it rolling down the arms. And then roll the shoulders back. Draw the shoulders up under the ears, inhale. Rub the sides of the neck. Say, oh, let that lymph release in the neck. And then inhale, squeeze right up, bring the head to center. Shrug the weight of the world off the shoulders. Inhale. And again. And then opening the legs, we're going to come into Qigong for the lungs and the heart. So open the legs fairly wide, toes pointing to the front. Bend the knees out, and you should be able to see the big toes from the inside of your knees. So something you have to be aware of here is not to start pushing the ribs forward and the bottom out. Is just to drop the tailbone toward the floor and then drop back through the lower ribs. So to get that flat back, don't try to keep tucking. Just enough, drop the tail to the floor and then just drop back through the lower ribs. So you're coming straight up in front of the spine. Make sure those knees stay open. So another thing is you may feel that you're now rolling out onto the blades, the outsides of the feet. So try to focus that awareness into bubbling springs behind the second toe, behind the ball of the foot. And then distribute the weight from there. Stay bent. Start working that base. Okay, so inhale, just floating the right arm out to the side and look at the arm. Eyes half closed. Exhale, let that arm swing across your body. Inhale, the left arm comes up, pointer finger points up. The right hand's pulling back the bow. So it's like you got a bow and arrow. And the finger that's pointing up is your focus point. Focus your intention into that point. And then exhale, release the bow. Let the right arm drop. And the left arm swings across the body. Inhale, the left arm draws the bow back. The right pointer finger comes up, aiming that arrow. Pull it right back. Keep the shoulders down and the elbow up level with the shoulder. Open it as wide as you can, and then exhale, release. Imagine you're releasing this taut bow. The left hand drops to the thigh, the right hand swings across the body. Eyes are just half open. Inhale, that left arm draws back the bow, right arm draws back the bow. Left arm's fingers pointing up. Focus all of your intention on that and that nail. Exhale, the right hand drops and the left hand swings across. Inhale. Left hand draws the bow back. Push your knees open, go down a little lower. Let the chest open. And then exhale, the left hand drops to the thighs, the right hand swings across the body. See your hand as a bird in flight. Inhale, the right arm's drawing back the bow. Left pointed fingers coming up. And then as you exhale, the right hand drops. That left hand swings across the body, that hand that serves you all day long. The hands lead to the heart. This is a chakra of self-healing and healing others as well when it opens. Drop back through those lower ribs, last two. Sink down a little lower, give it all you've got. Push the knees open, make sure you're dropping back through the lower ribs, dropping the tail to the floor. Release the hands down. And then walk the feet in slowly. Keep the knees slightly bent. Inhale, gather the energy to the throat. Hold the breath in, take the energy down to the hara, bringing more energy up from the base. Hold in the thymus gland. Straighten the legs, lengthen the back of the neck. Draw the chin in slightly. Bring your intention to your feelings. Feel it there. Breathe into the center of the chest and just use the sound yam and smile with the Y. Two more. And bring the right hand up towards your heart, your soul, your consciousness. The left hand coming up, your subconsciousness, your mind and your body. And hold that energy here as you bring the hands to prayer at the soul, the slight hollow in the palms, and seeing all of your polarities uniting in harmony, in peace, in stillness. Imagine here your hand has now become a still flame, and that flame is moving into the center of your chest. That flame of you, your soul, your stillness within. Anahata. And release the hands down. That's actually an excellent exercise to do every day, bow and arrow, because the horse dance gets that strength in the base and the twisting above gets that lightness in heart and mind. But that twist also we don't move the rib cage enough like that, and then it spreads and opens the sternum. Remember, this is a lot to do with our immune system as well. So when we spread open as well, we're opening the lungs and the heart, but also increasing the function of the immune. And then we don't really twist in the upper body so much like this in things we do. See how it opens the shoulders, the ribs. It's a really good exercise to do, but keeps the lungs and the heart healthy as well. So a lovely exercise to do every day. Inhale, let the arms float up as you exhale, coming down all the way onto your knees and sit down. So we just have a quick little arm stretch. Inhale, bringing the right arm over the head. And then exhale, taking that left arm underneath. So some of you will be able to take the hands. Make sure you're not doing all of this to get them. Drop back through the lower ribs, fold the arm up the back, and see if you can take your hand. It doesn't matter if you can't and your arms are like this. You might even have a strap that you can hold onto either end, or a t-shirt, anything. And just see if you can take the arms. If you have a real sore arm, you might just be pulling your arm across like this and folding the other arm, just to get the shoulders moving. So the arms and the hands are deeply connected with the heart. So then once you're here, make sure you're not pushing those ribs forward. Again, just drop the sit bone to the tailbone toward the heels, and then drop back into the lower ribs. And then inhale, pull the elbows open without popping that chest forward. And then as you exhale, bring the elbows toward the center. So the left lower elbow comes in, upper elbow's going up and closer to the head. Inhale, look up at the right arm. Breathe into the chest. Breathe into your divine sacredness, your beautiful, everlasting, lifelong soul, your vibration, your continual sound. Inhale, look to the front, and then exhale, keep the elbows back as you release the arms. And then just lift both shoulders, releasing the shoulders to the elbows, to the wrists, to the fingers. And let the arms become like your wings. And really setting yourself free. And as you move the arms, imagine you're just freeing up all of that space in Anahata and creating a beautiful vibration. And then bringing the left arm over the head, folding the right arm behind you. So taking it any way you can. And then drop back through the lower ribs, drop the tail just slightly. Inhale, pull the elbows back, and then spin the elbows toward your center. And looking up to that left elbow. Even where the hands are pushing into your spine, drop back through that part of your spine. And again, breathe into the heart center and the Anahata center, the lungs and the heart opening here. The two vital organs, the breath and the heartbeat. And these vital organs will give you the quality of life as well. The rate of your heart, the rate of your lungs, how balanced those two are together. So just allow the lungs and the heart to be in perfect harmony with each other. Heart relaxing, the lungs relaxing. Getting nice, deep, full breath in the relaxation of the lungs, and a smooth heartbeat in the relaxation of the heart. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, keep the elbows back as you release the arms. And now bring the little fingers under next thumb. Show the inside of the wrists. Pull the elbows out, so you're pulling into the inside of the elbows and bringing that up into the armpit and releasing the arms down. So scoop the fingers under, show the inside of the wrist, pull the elbows out and bring it up into the armpit. So now you're drawing energy in toward Anahata. We release the excess and now we're pulling energy in. So what are you pulling into Anahata right now? Close your eyes. And release down. Just rest the backs of the hands on the thighs. Is the best sound you can use for the heart. That sound actually relaxes the heart. So whenever you're feeling stress in life, just whenever you don't like what's coming into you, instead of shutting, just let it pass through you. Don't attach to it or bring it in. So just coming, stay on your feet if you can. Inhale up through the spine. And then exhale, just come forward to swan. So pose of the child with the hands out in front of you. Inhale, ripple up to cobra, to plank on the knees. So just milk up through the spine, right up between the shoulders, through the throat, reach out the crown of the head. And then exhale, lower yourself to the floor. Keep the elbows in, push the elbows toward the floor, lift the shoulders. Inhale, lift to a little cobra, just coming into the chest. And then exhale, bring the forehead back to the floor. Keeping the elbows in, inhale, push up through the hands. Use the muscles around the heart to come up to cat. Exhale, sit back to pose of the child. Inhale, rolling up to sitting, stacking vertebra on vertebra. Exhale, down the spine. Inhale up just in front of the spine. Exhale, coming forward to swan, pose of the child with hands in front. Now this time we're going to milk forward for cobra. Inhale, bend the elbows, pull the body forward, keep the hands where they are. And then lifting the chest, pull the shoulders down and back, elbows toward the floor. And say, yum. Inhale, and then exhale, bring the forehead back to the floor. Inhale, pushing up to cat. Exhale, sit back to pose of the child. Inhale, roll up to sitting. Moving just in front of the spine. Exhale, down through the spine. Inhale, up in front of the spine. Exhale, coming into swan. Inhale, rippling into plank on the knees. Do it a couple of different ways. Use that rippling energy. Exhale, coming all the way down. Inhale, coming to the chest, cobra, mini cobra. Exhale, coming down to flat. Push the pubic bone in the ground to open the back. Inhale, lift. Cat. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rolling up in front of the spine. Exhale, down the spine. One more. Inhale, up in front of the spine. Exhale, coming down to swan. Inhale, milk through to striking cobra. And this time we are going to strike. Inhale, coming into cat. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rippling all the way up. and say, yeah. And then just sitting on your feet. Have one foot in front of the other. Just don't hook the ankles. The knees will never get down there. So one foot, you might want to put the foot at the perineum again. So hold the energy in. You may want to sit on a blanket. In fact, I might sit on a blanket. It is actually easier to put your foot into the perineum when you're sitting on a blanket or a cushion. So an excellent exercise for Anahata is Brahmari Pranayama, the humming bee breath. And that brings stillness to the heart and the mind. So it's also a very good practice for stress, tension, anxiety. Because whenever we're stressed, again, the heart rate is fast and the breath is short. So humming bee breath really just brings you back into your center. So we're going to do that light humming bee breath, the teeth slightly touching us. Doesn't have to be loud. And then we're going to just shut the senses with that as well. So the thumbs are going to close the ears. So just fold that skin over on the ear there. And then the pointer fingers go over the eyelids. The middle finger comes just next to the nostrils on either side. Ring finger above the lip. And the little finger below the lip. And we're just going to hum. Make sure you're not pushing the chin forward. Lengthen and open into the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders. And just bringing the hands down and keep listening. allow that stillness, feel that inner peace, that inner stillness. You can remain sitting or lay down as we go through a little guided meditation for the heart. So whatever you feel like doing. So just focus on the breath moving in through the throat. Don't worry about the out breath, just focus on the breath moving in and out of the throat, in through the throat, the in breath. Feel the air moving in through the throat. Don't focus on anything else, just that breath moving in through the throat. Now feel that air moving down on the inhalation through the windpipe down into the diaphragm. Become aware of the space of the diaphragm just under the breastline, underneath the lungs. And become aware of the movement of the diaphragm. As you inhale, the lungs are expanding, the diaphragm is pushing downward, the navel expands. And as you exhale, the diaphragm lifts. The belly comes in, the lungs contract. As you inhale, the diaphragm presses downward as the lungs expand, occupying that space. And as you exhale, the diaphragm lifts and opens that space. Just become aware of the movement of your diaphragm moving upward and downward. Feel the space the diaphragm occupies. Now become aware of the diaphragm and your two lungs, and just that little space between the two lungs and the diaphragm, the heart, that little center. And just move into that center now and feel that space of the heart deep in there, the gem, your soul. See if you can feel the heart beating or hear the heart beating. Just become aware of that little center of the heart. And in this center you may see the lotus flower. And remember that the lens that we see the world through is due to our life experiences. And just see that lotus flower in that still, murky water that it grows in, that pond. And below the surface of the water is that murky part of the lotus that roots itself into the mud and exists in that murky water. And then as you come above the waterline, this beautiful, delightful lotus flower that opens out to the universe. And this is like a symbol of no matter what's happening in your life, whatever your life experiences, the way you've been brought up and the experiences you've had in your life, how does that colour your world today? Do you allow it to stay murky and see the world and the universe and everything as murky? Or do you allow to let that go and to still see the beauty and the lesson in everything and the beauty of everything? Even in those life experiences, what it's brought you, where it's brought you to. Now allow that lotus flower to become a still flame. And feel that stillness deep within you. And this flame is unwavering. Nothing can rock your boat because you have this deep stillness within you. Feel that deep stillness within you. It is there. Now come back to that lotus flower in the center of your chest. And it is the most deepest, most beautiful green you have ever seen. And the edges are like green glass that you can see through. And deep into the center of this delightful, most beautiful lotus you have ever seen, you realize that this is your heart. And as you look deep into the center, you see the most precious gem you have ever seen. Look at this gem, feel its vibration. The brilliant color, all colors. And it's vibrating at the most beautiful frequency. And this is your soul, your divine inner nature. There's a jeweled lotus flower unfolding deep within my soul. To be a jeweled lotus flower unfolding is the highest goal. Hari Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum. Hari Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum. There's a jewel lotus flower unfolding deep within my soul. To be a jewel lotus flower unfolding is the highest goal. Hari Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum. Hari Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum. If you're lying down, just slowly bring yourself to sitting, holding your center. And then very slowly bringing the right hand toward the heart, your soul. You can remain lying if you like. Bringing the left hand to join the right hand. That love, that divine energy of your masculine and feminine. Feel the energy between your hands at your soul. The conscious and the subconscious. The light and the dark. The sun and the moon. The moist and the dry. All of those opposing energies. See that acid and alkaline coming together now with a perfect pH. Let your hands come together as the body and mind come together in balance and stillness. Namaste. May the divine within me greet the divine within you. That divine vibration of the soul, of life. And click around you, sealing off your aura.